Hello all of you. It's 4:57 p.m. right now. We'll be starting in sharp at 5 p.m. Happy evening to all of you. If you are able to hear my voice, just send me a message on screen so that I know that in terms of connectivity everything is okay. Thank you for responding on the screen. Happy evening to all of you. Thank you for responding on the screen. It's 4:59 p.m. right now. So we'll get started sharp at 5. Thank you for responding. Thank you for responding. I am starting in less than a minute. It's 4:59. Okay, it's 5 p.m. on my screen. Namaste and happy evening to all our viewers. Today, for the next 30 minutes, let's look at the topic, the power of breath. And I would like to speak how important your breath is to us and what are the different kinds of benefits we can receive and how can we receive it with few different kinds of pranayama. To get started, I want you all to sit straight. Close your eyes so that it's better for you to experience your breath. Don't put an effort into your breathing. Close your eyes and observe your breath. Just look at the quality of inhalation, how long is the span of inhalation, and the quality of your exhalation, how long is the span of your exhalation, and how do you feel right now. Let's take the next 30 seconds to experience our breath. Gently open your eyes. Okay. We all know the power of breath in terms of healing the body. Our breath, or what we call as prana, the vital force, is what is keeping this body alive. Now, the higher the level of prana in the body, automatically the body heals much faster. The lower the level of prana in the body, that's when the body is more tuned to diseases. So, we will look at various kinds of benefits of breath along with different kinds of pranayama. But I would like to share this. The more we start exhaling out, it becomes easier for the body to lose weight, or the fat weight that we are speaking of. And to experience this particular thing, let's do a simple breathing technique. It's also called Kapalbhati. So where I want you all to sit straight, I'll show you a technique. In case someone suffering from high BP, you'll have to go easy on your practice. So people with high BP, this is how you'll be doing it. You're doing a forceful exhalation but slowly. Otherwise, you can be a little faster. With every exhalation, you're pulling your abdomen in and forcing the breath out of you. Let's do it for about 30 seconds. Gently close your eyes and get into round of Kapalbhati. Let's begin. Stop and now observe the quality of your breath. Keep your eyes closed itself to have a better experience. You will notice that your span of inhalation is lengthened, your span of exhalation is lengthened, and the breath is flowing a lot more softer and deeper compared to what we did at the beginning of the session at 5 p.m. Just observe this. We'll take another 15 seconds to observe our breath right now. Let's do one more round of Kapalbhati. We'll again do somewhere between 30 to 50 strokes. That's a good thing to do. So slowly sit straight, eyes closed, and begin. Stop. Now observe your breath. See the quality of your breath, and you will notice that the span of breath is much more deeper or longer compared to what it was before the beginning of the session. Now, as your eyes is closed, have this thought: day by day, in every way, we are becoming most and more peacefully healthy, peacefully wealthy, peacefully loving, and peacefully blissful. Gently open your eyes. While we all know one of the benefits of pranayama is that it helps the body to heal itself much faster, one more benefit of pranayama is it helps you to throw out the toxins out of your system much more, thereby helping you to get rid of the unnecessary baggage of weight, or helps you in your weight loss also, especially a warming pranayam like Kapalbhati that we did right now. On any of the days, if you feel a little dull, a little lethargic, and you are looking for getting more enthusiastic, just practice 2 to 3 rounds of Kapalbhati. In each round 30 to 50 strokes, and you'll find that in just about 3 to 5 minutes of investment of time on Kapalbhati, you will feel extremely energized and raring to go. This is another benefit that you can experience from the practice of Kapalbhati. Now the pranayama that we did Kapalbhati is also called a warming pranayama because it has the effect of warming up the system. So we will look at next pranayam, which is a cooling pranayam. It is called Sitali or Sitkari. Today I will take the Sitkari pranayam, that's kind of easier to teach on an online medium. So what I would like you all to do over here is take the tip of your tongue and touch it to the top of your palate. And then you inhale from the mouth, hold for a while, and then exhale from your nostrils. I'll just show one round. So I take the tip of tongue to the top of palate, and then the second round. Let's do somewhere between 8 to 12 rounds of Sitkari pranayama, and then keep your eyes closed for a while till I ask you to open your eyes and see how it feels. Let's begin. So you touch the tip of tongue to the top of your palate and take a deep inhale from your mouth. Close your mouth and softly exhale from your nostrils. With each round of Sitkari Pranayam, you will find that your body is feeling cooler, lighter, and the mind is feeling a lot more calmer. Experience it. With each round, it's kind of going deeper and deeper. So for people who joined in right now, we are doing, you take the tip of tongue, touch it to the top of your palate, inhale from your mouth, close your mouth and exhale from your nostrils. Keep doing this few more rounds, maybe for the next 30 seconds or so. Now with your eyes closed, keep observing your breath. Finish the current round and observe your breath in your silence. Thank you folks for your comments that are pouring in. Have a thought. Day by day, in every way, we are becoming most and more peacefully healthy, peacefully wealthy, peacefully loving, and peacefully blissful. Gently open your eyes. So there's a question, should we still keep our tongue on the palate while exhaling from the nose? It's an optional thing, you can keep it against the palate or down. Ideally we would say keep it to the palate throughout the practice of Sitkari. Okay. Now while we know the physical benefits of pranayama, which is helping your body to rejuvenate faster and throwing out more carbon dioxide out, helps to detoxify yourself well at the physical level. In the mental realm, practice of pranayama will help you keep a calmer mind and thus helping you in clarity of your thoughts. Very, very important is this. Most of the time when the mind is cluttered, it's very, very difficult to think, and we go through this moment where before the incident we know what should be done. After the incident we say, I should have done this, but during the incident somehow that information is not coming to our aid. So the clarity of thought that will help through the regular practice of pranayama will ensure that it becomes easier for you to execute better choices compared to poorer choices or poorer decisions. Now let's look at the intellectual benefits in terms of your practice of pranayama. Today's problem is not that we don't know what to do. Our problem is we don't do what we know. Isn't it? Everybody knows the importance of exercising and taking care of health. It's not that we need someone else to come and tell this. Still we don't do what we know. Everybody who smokes knows that smoking is not good for them. Still not able to give it up. Basically it's at what we call as an intellectual deficiency, and regular practice of pranayama will help you get there. For example, all of us had this wake up call saying that this next morning I'll wake up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. and the wake up call rings, and most of us unfortunately snooze and go back to sleep. It's not that something that we don't know, but at that point of time we don't have the willpower to execute our choices. So another very, very important benefit of regular practice of pranayama is it enhances your willpower and thus makes it much more easier for you to execute better choices. Think about this. Somebody in the morning comes and offers you a piece of junk food. It's very easy for you to say no because pranic levels are high, automatically willpower is high, and you say no, I don't want to eat that junk food. Same thing, somewhere just after sunset, somebody comes and offers you the same junk food. It's very difficult to say no and we indulge in it. What was the difference? Very simple. Evening, the pranic levels that our body is experiencing is much lower. Thereby, it's not easy. Automatically, the willpower is lower, and automatically we end up giving in to our indulgences. Whereas in the morning, the willpower is high. Regular practice of pranayama, another very important intellectual benefit that you will receive or get is it will keep your willpower high throughout, thereby making it easy for you to execute your choices. So we started with a warming pranayama through Kapalbhati. We went into a cooling pranayama with Sitkari. Let's look at the third category of pranayama. This is called the balancing pranayama, and this has a huge benefit in balancing the solar and the lunar sides of the body. Due to lack of time, I will not get into too much details in the theoretical aspects of it. Let's just look at the technical aspects of practicing this. This is called Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. So I take my right hand, fold the first two fingers. I will use my thumb to close the right nostril. I'll use my ring finger to close the left nostril. So this is called the Nasik Mudra. I'll keep things very simple today. I will close my right nostril, inhale from the left, exhale from the right. Inhale from the right, exhale from the left. We are still not discussing anything about breath retention yet. First round, I want you to practice 4 rounds of this Nadi Shuddhi. Inhale from the left, exhale from the right, inhale from the right, exhale from the left. Throughout the practice, keep your eyes closed and spine erect. Once your 4 rounds are done, just be. We'll experience the silence and see what is the quality of breath right now. Let's begin. This should hardly take us close to 2 minutes or so, or maybe lesser than that. Okay. Meanwhile, there's a question from Shreyank Shetty. What should the ideal regular practice of pranayama include? I understand there are many practices involved in pranayama. I'll definitely answer this question towards the end of the class, Shreyank. Thank you for this wonderful question, because most of the time with so many plethora of pranayamas available, people will have this question, and thank you for asking this. I'll definitely answer this part. Now that we have done 1 round of Nadi Shuddhi, let's add one more small technique, but very important technique in the pranayama practice. This is called the retention of breath. There are 2 kinds of retention of breath: inhalation retention and then exhalation retention, called Antar Kumbhaka and then Bhaya Kumbhaka. Now exhalation retention should be practiced only when you have mastered inhalation retention, and it should always be practiced in the physical presence of a teacher. So I will not be taking exhalation retention today because I don't know who is practicing and what. Pranayama, if not practiced well, can also, just like it's like a power. Prana is electricity, right? Just like electricity is needed to run different equipments, prana is needed to run the entire system. So little bit playing here and there can also harm us. So let's keep things very simple today for the online viewers. So right now what I want you all to do is practice inhalation retention. However, people having high BP, please, we will go back to the previous thing, we will not hold our breath. For others, the technique is inhale from your left nostril, hold your breath for somewhere between 3 to 5 seconds, exhale from the right, inhale from the right, again hold for 3 to 5 seconds and exhale from the left. I know some of you might be able to hold pretty long, but today for the online class, let's keep it to only about 3 to 5 seconds and see what is the difference in experience that you can feel. Let's get started. Eyes closed, spine straight. Inhale from the left. Hold your breath for 3 to 5 seconds. Exhale from the right. Now inhale from the right. Hold your breath for 3 to 5 seconds. And exhale from the left. Keep practicing this technique for the next few minutes. And happy evening to all of you who have joined in and sharing your comments. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Try not to force yourself to hold the breath longer. During the practice of pranayama, there are few very important principles to be followed. One, it has to be practiced in an empty stomach, or the last meal should have been at least about 4 hours prior to the practice of pranayama. 2, spine has to be absolutely erect. 3, nowhere should we feel any kind of discomfort, especially when we are doing holding of breath or the retention of breath. 4, for best results and for deeper experiences, keep your eyes closed throughout the practice. It will also be extremely meditative. Complete the current round of practice and stay with your eyes closed for close to about a minute. Now see the quality of your breath. Don't put an effort to breathe softer or deeper. Have a thought. Day by day, in every way, we are becoming most and more peacefully healthy, peacefully wealthy, peacefully loving, and peacefully blissful. Gently open your eyes. One of the questions that I keep getting in the class is, what also happens when we are doing this kind of pranayama practices? In general, whenever you are practicing yoga, where you are focused on your breath and living in the present moment, our consciousness gets into certain states where it becomes very, very easy to program our subconscious mind. Now, what do we mean by programming the subconscious mind? I'll give you a simple example. You decide to wake up tomorrow morning for an exercise session. After 2-3 days, you will find that 4th day, most of us will reach out to the snooze button or will say, come up with some kind of excuse. Today, body is aching. Today, it might rain. I'll do it from tomorrow. I'll do it from Monday. I'll do it from the 1st of next month. We keep postponing that whole thing. And the same way, if you have a flight to catch, no matter what time you have slept, it doesn't matter, before the wake up call rings, you are able to get up like this. Right? Have this experience, isn't it? Also, on the negative end, let's say you had an exam on that day and before the wake up call rings, maybe out of fear you got up. Just that the difference is, you might say, priorities. But for a subconscious mind, one was a very shallow input and one was a deeper input, thus making that kind of difference. So when we are practicing pranayama, our consciousness gets into certain states where whatever thought is coming in becomes a direct subconscious program. And we definitely want to magnetize most and more of holistic abundance, don't we? That's where the thought, what we call as the holistic growth mantra, day by day, in every way, we are becoming most and more peacefully healthy, peacefully wealthy, peacefully loving, and peacefully blissful. For I believe life is all about peaceful progress and not stressful success. Do you agree with me? Can you please share a technique to free the nostril blocks? We started the session with Kapalbhati, where whenever you have a slightly blocked nose, practicing single nostril Kapalbhati will help you. Another good way to ensure that if your nose is blocked to start before your pranayama practice, you can do about 12 rounds of Surya Namaskar or do a spot jogging. The heat that you generate in the body will help you open up the nostrils, allowing you to breathe soft and deep. We started with the first category of pranayama, the warming pranayama, the Kapalbhati. When you have too much of nose block, don't practice this because it will lead to ear pain. Then we got into the cooling pranayama through the Sitkari pranayama today. Then we got into a balancing pranayama through the Nadi Shuddhi pranayama, also called the Nadi Shodhan pranayama. We'll go to the fourth one, which is called a meditative pranayama. That's the fourth category of pranayama, in which we are going to do Brahmari. In essence, there's one main way, and you can do it through different variations. The main way is you sit straight, eyes closed, you inhale from your nostrils, and you exhale through with a humming bee sound, and it will sound somewhat like this. But for today's experience, we will do what is called Shanmukhi Mudra, that helps you take your senses much more deeper, helping you make it a lot more meditative. Another very important emotional benefit of practicing pranayama regularly is it will ensure that you are in a positive emotion much more compared to negative emotions. Before we start this practice, just a question to all the viewers here. Is it possible for you to be happily angry? No, isn't it? The reason is very simple, scientific reason. Whenever we are angry, our breath is extremely shallow, and whenever we are positive or we are in a positive emotion or happy, automatically the breath is deeper, and scientifically it is impossible to have deep breathing and shallow breathing at the same time. So we may not have reached that state of mastery to control our emotions, but we are still in control of our breath. Take care of your breath, and the breath in turn will take care of your emotions and bring it more to the positive side. We'll experience this round of Brahmari Pranayam. So what I want you all to do is, do it along with me. We'll do 3 rounds together. Take the thumb, cover your ears. Take the first finger to close your eyes. Second one gently over the nose. Third one over the upper lip. Fourth one over the lower lip. Let's do 3 rounds together. Take a deep inhale. Again the second round. Third round. Keep your eyes closed, bring your hands down, and just observe yourself. Can you feel the vibrations? Can you feel that silence in your stillness? Can you feel that inner joy? Can you feel that bliss from within? Do you feel the lightness in your body? The softness in your breath? The calmness in your mind? Keep your eyes closed and keep observing yourself. Have a thought. Day by day, in every way, we are becoming most and more peacefully healthy, peacefully wealthy, peacefully loving, and peacefully blissful. Gently open your eyes. Can you feel the difference? How were we at beginning of the session at 5 p.m. and how are we feeling right now? Can you see that shift? That's the power of your breath. Now coming to the question on what should I be practicing daily, because there are so many different kinds of pranayam. Today itself we took 4 different categories: warming, cooling, balancing, and then meditative. For most days, most of you can straight away practice the balancing pranayama, for it has the benefits of all the others, which is the Nadi Shodhan pranayama, or called the Nadi Shuddhi pranayama. You can do 3 rounds, you can do 6 rounds. Ideally doing 12 is good. You can do up to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, up to 15 minutes. It's completely your choice. I would say fix a number of rounds that you want to do and keep practicing it every single day, and you will find that after about consistency of more than a year, the benefits is going to be, it's like compounding interest. Initially you will find difference, hardly any difference between practicing and not practicing pranayama, but when you start doing it long enough, you will start seeing the compounding interest difference in terms of your practice and in terms of your overall being. Some of you, if you find it difficult to sleep in the night, you can practice the Brahmari that we did right now just before going to sleep, and not only it will help you sleep peacefully, regular practice of it will also take care of sinus or the migraine or tension headaches. On days where you feel a little lethargic and you want to go on being enthusiastic and on a high, practicing Kapalbhati will give you that level of dynamism, thus giving you the energy to go and do your work with full zeal. On days you feel a lot of stress and irritation or agitation in your head, doing a cooling pranayama helps you to cool down your nervous system much faster than any other technique. Depending on what kind of day you are going through, practice something. My request to all the viewers is fix up a time, maybe 5 minutes on a daily basis. Ideally try to do it more or less along the same time throughout the day for maximum benefits. Otherwise, okay, one of the question that I have is, if one is not able to keep the hand straight while practicing, what can be done? Do you mean in the Brahmari pranayam like this? If yes, kindly respond. Well, I did not understand where do you need to keep the hand straight. I'll for now assume that it is during the practice of Brahmari that you are not able to keep hand straight. Let's say you have a shoulder issue or it's hurting. Then we go to the simpler variation of Brahmari. Keep your hands down, eyes closed, inhale and exhale with a sound. Again, all this information, let's get back to what I spoke for our intellectual growth. Our problem is not that we don't know what to do. Our main problem is we usually don't do what we know. Now we have some kind of information. Let's put it into practice. Information plus application is equal to transformation. Otherwise, information is equal to knowledge, and knowledge is not going to help us. Only knowledge or information plus application of that knowledge is equal to transformation. And I wish you all peaceful progress and keep inspiring everyone around you through your peaceful progress. It's time for us to conclude. I love you all so much. Thank you for taking the time to join in. Namaste.